Hey guys, it's Sabby Sabs. I'm back with another video, and I have a special guest with me today. She is a fellow YouTuber, and her channel name is Britney Joy. Hi, Britney, and welcome.
Hey, cousin. That's what I usually call my subscribers. I call them cousins. You know, the YouTubers, they always have a name for their people, their subscribers. So I figured they'll be my cousins. Hey, y'all. How are you guys doing? Sabrina's followers.
So, Brittany, why don't you start off by telling people why you decided to start a YouTube channel and what your channel is about?
Let's see. Well, I had started YouTube probably about over 2 years ago, but I didn't start taking it serious until about a year ago. But the main reason for me wanting to do YouTube was because I actually like recording myself. Like, I like doing videos. I've always liked doing that since I was like in high school. So I said, oh, you know what? If I can get paid to do this, why not? So at first I was really treating it as a hobby, and then it became something just second nature. So now I just do YouTube. Like, I'm a YouTuber now, and I still can't believe I'm a YouTuber. But I love doing YouTube. Like, I could do this full time, definitely.
Cool. And your channel is mostly vlogs?
It's vlogs, and then what else? I do apartment tours. I do I even toured my apartment, which has like a lot of views right now. It's at 17,000, which is probably the most views on my channel right now. I feel like I inspire others and motivate other people, telling them more about like manifesting and law of attraction and stuff like that. I'm getting more into that because I'm learning about that more myself. Also, beauty. I was doing makeup, but then I had stopped because I noticed that wasn't, it wasn't what people, I guess, wanted to see. And then, what else do I do on my channel? I just do me, really. I really just do me, and people love it. So yeah, that's really it on my channel.
Awesome, great. So guys, like today, Brittany and I are going to talk about the mass exodus that is going on in California. So Brittany used to live in Southern California, and I know like you also lived in Arizona, and now you live in Texas.
Yes. So yes, I am from Los Angeles, California. Really Southern California, but I say LA because people don't know where like Rancho Cucamonga is at. It's a suburb about 45 minutes outside of LA. But my whole family's from LA, so we just say LA. But yeah, there is what did you say it was, a California exodus going on? Like, I've met so many people out here that have moved from California, and it's mainly because of the prices just spiking up and just getting higher and higher. Even in the areas like the suburbs, like far out from LA, like an hour away from LA, the prices are still sky high. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I just was there for Christmas to visit family, and I noticed that there's the homeless problem has really gotten worse. Like, it's really gotten almost as bad as San Francisco, like really, really bad. Because San Francisco, I believe, is the #1 of homeless, like high homeless rate. Yeah, so California, I mean, it's bad. The gas prices are high. I mean, people just like, when I was in California, I wasn't even thinking or even imagining myself living in my own house, like actually owning property. But coming to, when I first went to Arizona, I actually started thinking of those things like, okay, this is something I actually can do, something I actually can, dream about, because California is so high. Like, it's so high to the point, like, you don't even think about like owning a house. Like, that's not even on nobody's mind. Like, owning a house, like what? Like, everybody goes from apartment to apartment. Like, it's sad. It's really, really sad. But hopefully it gets better. That's all I can say. But what was the other part of the question? What did you say?
Yeah, so like I was curious too because I heard I've never been to California, but I heard that people were telling me that like in LA they actually have tent communities where
Yes,
like people homeless people live, and they said some of these people have jobs.
they have jobs.
Yeah, that's what my friend of mine was telling me. She said some of these people have jobs, but they can't afford like the rent and stuff, so they're just kind of living like in tent communities.
Well, okay, I know about the tent communities. Like if you go outside of LA and you're driving on the freeway, you see the tents. And me and my mom, we were all just talking about this. Like, where did they get these tents from? Somebody donated all these tents to them. Like, where did they get these tents from? Um, so somebody donated tents to them, I guess, to try to make LA look nicer, like cover them up or something, some type of attempt to make it look nicer, but it doesn't work. But
Wow.
it doesn't work at all. The homeless, yeah. I don't know anything about them having jobs. I've never heard of that. That's new news to me. I don't know. I never heard of it.
So when you decided to move from California, what made you pick Arizona? You got to tell me about Arizona because I've heard some weird things about Arizona.
About Arizona. I did not like Arizona at all. Like I just didn't like it. And I figured the reason what made me pick Arizona was because it was closer to family. It was still there. It was only I think it's about 4 hour drive back to where my family lived. And I said, oh, that's perfect, baby steps. Like me, it would be my first time moving out of state. I didn't want to move too far. So I was like, it was either Arizona or Las Vegas. A lot of people from California are either going to Vegas or they're going to Arizona. And I went to Phoenix. Um, Phoenix, how do I put this? Phoenix was very hot. It was very, very hot. In the summertime, it gets to like 120 degrees. Like it's so hot. Like, and I'm not talking about just in the daytime. This is all day. This is 24 hours, like 3 a.m. is 110, 115. I'm just like, so you're running your air constantly, constantly, constantly. The people there were just weird to me. I met some cool people, like one of my closest friends, she still lives out there. She was cool, but everybody else was weird. I'm sorry. Everybody else was just on some other stuff. Like nobody was ambitious. Nobody was going after their goals. Nobody was willing to network or anything like that. Everybody was like kind of stuck, like where they were and just comfortable where they were. And I'm a very ambitious person. I'm very like, let's get it, let's get this money, like, trying to do all these different hustles. And plus I'm a Cancer, so it's like we always have different hustles. But yeah, what
Wow.
else?
Yeah, because so a friend of mine, she lived in Arizona for a little bit and then she came back to the East Coast and she
Uh,
wasn't gone that long. And then she was just like, she said she had never lived anywhere where other Black people would not talk to her. And that
that
was the weirdest thing to me.
that was one thing. And then it was also the Black men. I mean, it was also the Black men as far as like dating. They didn't really date Black women, shall I say. And that's if that's what you're into, like you're dating Black men, then I would say please don't go to Arizona. Don't go to Arizona. That's not the place for you. But if you're open to whatever, then yeah, go to Arizona. It'd be perfect for you. Be
And
perfect.
then, so then from Arizona, then you moved to Texas, and I think you're in the Dallas area.
I'm actually outside of Dallas. I'm in the suburb outside of Dallas, right next to
Okay.
Plano. Yeah.
How do you like it?
I love it. Oh my God. Like I just did a video just recently, my last video, my 7th month Dallas review. And I basically was just saying like how I love it. And I've just like even after 7 months, like I'm still like in shock that I'm here this far from family. But I will say, right after I moved here, like probably like a month after I moved here, my mom came. So she lives here now too. So that made me feel like better and more at home.
That's always nice. Yeah. I live in Massachusetts. My parents are over 800 miles away.
Wow.
Yeah. So I haven't seen them at all this year because of like COVID and stuff.
Oh yeah. That's
Mhm. It's crazy.
yeah.
But in Dallas, because I've heard that like people tell me like everything in Texas is bigger.
Yeah, they do say that. I've seen it. It's pretty big. The cities are big. As far as driving, I noticed that a lot of people don't like to drive here. As far as like, you know, one of my friends will be like, "Oh, that's too far," and I'm like, "It's only like 20 minutes. Like what?" Like it's not that far. But Texas is pretty big. Like the cities are so like spread out. Like it is kind of far out. Like the cities are pretty big. But in California, the cities are like back to back to back. So that is a big difference. Yeah, but I feel like it's pretty big. Texas is really big. There's room for everybody here.
Cool. In reference to now living, comparing like all three places, in reference to diversity, like which would you say you feel is the most diverse?
I would say Dallas. Actually, I would say Arizona and Dallas are about the same. They're diverse. Like, yeah, they're both diverse. But I would say Dallas is definitely more diverse than Arizona. And
Right.
more than ooh, wow, that's a good one. Because Dallas and LA are probably like neck to neck.
Mhm.
Yeah, Dallas and LA are probably neck to neck. Yeah. Because I grew up in a very diverse neighborhood, in the suburbs. So very, very I would say Dallas and Los Angeles.
Cool. Yeah, because I've heard friends of mine were saying that like in California they have everybody.
Yeah, everybody. It's a melting pot. Everybody's there. I mean, I would say there's more like Asian food choices because I love pho. I love like ramen, stuff like that. And I feel like I haven't found any places like that here. So I would feel like there's more of that. There's like a whole community of that out there that I can go to. Like you got Chinatown in LA, you have Koreatown, you know, you have all these towns and it's like thousands and thousands of restaurants. So I would say definitely LA, probably that's number one diverse, definitely. Now that I think about it, they are number one diverse. Yeah, they won.
That's
Definitely.
cool. If you had to think about like when you look at like the cost of living with
Hmm.
like Texas and Arizona and Cali, which would you think has the best cost of living?
Dallas. Dallas.
Yeah. Okay.
Texas, period. Even if you go to Houston, like it's cheaper than Arizona, I would say. Texas,
Wow.
Texas is cheaper. Like you could get a one bedroom for 700. You can in Arizona as well. I was paying 800 a month in Arizona. I pay 1,000 here where I'm at now. And both were one bedrooms, but this one is more of like a luxury apartment versus Arizona was like, it was built more early 2000s, maybe 2005 or something like that. So I feel like you get more for your money here in Texas.
Okay. And do
Yeah.
you think like in reference to like buying a house one day, do you think that you would settle like in the Dallas area?
Oh, definitely. This is my last stop. Like, no more, no more jumping here to there, here to there. No, this is it, honey. That is it. Okay. I definitely could see myself raising a family here. This is definitely somewhere I could raise a family and own my home. All that. Like, definitely.
Do you feel like when thinking about like things like politically, do you feel a difference from Cali and Texas?
Thinking of things like what? Clinically?
When thinking about things politically,
Oh, politically. I said clinically. Um, politically, between what, California and Texas?
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about like it being a red state and a blue state?
Mhm.
Um, do I feel a difference? Is that what you're saying? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, honestly, no, I don't feel a difference. I haven't felt it yet. I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to jinx it because I haven't felt it yet, but you do see, Trump supporters,
Mm.
you see a lot of that. You also see Biden supporters. I've seen people with Bernie stickers. So, I mean, I feel like everybody has their own opinion and everybody respects it for the most part. I haven't ran into anybody that was like, oh, who do you support? Or stuff like that, like rude people.
Right.
Yeah, in California, everybody's mostly Democrat. Me, I feel like I'm neither.
Mhm.
I don't have a side. Like, I don't know. I just, I don't have a side. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
I hear you.
I just
No,
live
it's
my
funny
life.
because a lot of people think like when they look at Massachusetts, they're like, it's this blue, go free and be wild, do whatever you want to do, like kind of state.
Really?
A lot of people think that, but they don't realize like once you get away from like the Boston area and you
Uh-huh.
go further towards like central Mass, it's
Uh-huh.
actually a little bit more red, like over in that area.
Okay.
Mhm.
You like it there so far? Like, you're not from there, huh?
No, my parents were military, so we moved around a lot.
Okay.
But then they retired in South Carolina,
Uh-huh.
and I came to Massachusetts, and I love it here. I think we have some of the same concerns in reference to like what's going on in California because Massachusetts also is a similar thing. It's very expensive. Um,
That's
we have
East
a lot of
Coast.
like we have a lot of tech companies here, and
Mm-hmm.
like that raises the rents and stuff like that. So gentrification has become like a big issue here.
Okay.
But I like it. Like if you're a big foodie and you like to go to like all these different restaurants and try different foods, like this
That's
is a
me.
great place to be.
That is me. I just went plant-based, so I can't really I can't eat meat like that. So
Oh
but
wow.
I am a foodie. I love food. But I was gonna ask you something. I can't even think. Go ahead. I was gonna say something.
But it's like, do you feel a difference having lived like on the West Coast and now you're like in the Southwest?
Um, from the West Coast over here, there's a major difference. As far, I mean, of course, the weather, but the people. I feel like the people are nicer, like just more sweet, more. People in California are rude. Like it was hard for me to make friends in California, but I make friends easy here. Um, I make friends really easy here. So I don't know. I really don't feel that much of a difference. Like I don't know. What do you want me to say? I don't feel that much of a difference. Like I just don't. Like I feel like, and they call Dallas like the mini LA. They call it that. So maybe that's why I don't feel a difference because it is diverse. The only difference really is the rent. Like the cheaper, the more affordable places to stay. The housing is more affordable. They're just higher in taxes, of course, but because we don't have state taxes, but they have other tax prices, tax brackets that you got to pay when you get a house. Um, but yeah, I don't really feel that much of a difference. Not that much. I would say if you're moving to a different state, don't be scared. Just do it.
Mhm.
Um, like if it's really something that you want to do, just do it. Like just do it. Like that's simple as that. 1, 2, and 3. Just do it. Make sure you have a plan where you're gonna work, where you know, where you're going to be living. Make sure you check out the area. I literally went on apartments.com and found my place. And this place is really nice. This area is gorgeous. Like, I'm in the suburbs, like, and I'm only paying $1,000. Do you know how much I would be paying? Over $2,500 for where I live right now for a 1-bedroom apartment. Like, no.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I would be paying that if I was in Los Angeles. So for me to have all this, like, if you go back and look at my apartment tour, you'll see what my apartment looked like. But yeah, it would be way more than what I'm paying right now. Like, way more, double.
Oh my
It's
God.
insane. It's insane. It's not livable. It's not. It's not somewhere where somebody like me, like, that has big dreams and big goals, can try to get ahead. It seems like the system in California is like made for people with money only. If you don't have a degree, if you don't have money, asked out.
I saw one of your videos and one of the apartment videos, and I remember you said, "I can't believe they don't have air conditioning in California."
Oh,
And I was
yeah.
like, "What?"
Oh, girl. Okay, so when we were doing those apartment tours, that was for my little sister. She's actually living in downtown LA as we speak. And she pays $2,000, over $2,000 a month to live in downtown, 700 square feet apartment, 1-bedroom. And she yeah, that was when we were looking around, looking at stuff, and we were going to a lot of apartments and they didn't have air conditioning. We was like, how are you charging $1,900, $2,000, $2,400? Some of them were $2,400 for no air condition? Like, what? How does that even work?
Oh my gosh.
That doesn't make any sense.
Like, in the summer in California, it's still hot, right?
It's not hot. It's not like hot. It's okay if you're in LA because you're closer to the water. So when you're close to the water, you get that breeze. But still, I want air conditioning. I'm paying all this money. I want everything. And then on top of that, it's not even like a updated apartment. Like, it's an old apartment made in like the 70s. It's just, and it's like they updated, they did renovations in the inside. But like, some of the stuff isn't working right, and you can see like the cracks in the ground. I don't know. It's like little stuff that I've noticed. And I'm like, I'm paying all this money. This needs to be legit.
Wow.
Like, it needs to be right. Like, that's a rip off. LA is ripping people off. They're ripping people off. Period.
So why do you think most people move to LA?
Well, I know my sister went there for her job. I would say like similar situations, like for their work. And people just feel like it's overrated. People feel like, I don't know if they think they're gonna be a star, or they think like they're gonna meet celebrities everywhere they go, which you can, but I mean, is that what you're moving there for? Or like to be close to the beach? It's just water. Like, it's just water. It's like, I can live in Dallas and I can go visit LA and go to the beach. I don't have to live there and pay arm and a leg to be by the water. Like, that's just insane to me. But that's mainly what people move there for. If they're moving from different states, it's because they feel like LA is like Instagrammable, you know, to hype up their social media if they're into that stuff, or just to hype up their status, basically. Like, oh, I'm in LA. Like, this is LA. Like, it's just to say that you're in LA. That's why a lot of people move there.
Yeah, I lived in New York like years ago, and I was like, no, I can't.
And it's like, and then you got traffic on top of that, back to back to back traffic. Like, you're in traffic. I used to be in traffic for like 2 hours trying to get home.
Oh my God. No, it's crazy. Like, everybody I met in New York, like, no one I met in New York had one job.
Nobody.
No one I met in New York had one job.
Everybody had different hustles. That's another thing. The people in LA, a lot of them have roommates.
Yeah.
So you're moving in New York too. In New York and LA hand in hand. Like in San Francisco. San Francisco is higher than LA actually. So you're moving out there to get a roommate?
Mm-hmm.
That's what people do. They go out there, they go get a I can't do roommates. I'm sorry. Look, I'm in my 30s. I cannot do a roommate. I can't.
No, I think it gets old after a while. You have people living on top of each other just so that they can say that they live in such and
LA.
such city. Yep.
And not just that, well, my sister, she had a lot of roommates out there because she was going to USC. So that makes sense. Like you're in school, like you have roommate, like that makes sense. But after school or like, you being like late 20s, what are you doing?
Right.
What is your purpose as like, is it that deep? Is it for work? Like, what are you doing now? Like, why do you have a roommate now?
Right. Well, I have two questions for you.
Mm-hmm.
What advice would you give someone who's thinking about moving to Southern California? And what advice would you give someone who's thinking about moving to the Dallas area?
Moving to Southern California, from a different state. It depends on what they're moving there for. If you're moving there for school, do it. It'll be worth it in the end. I never want to deter somebody to not go to school because of the environment. But if you're going there for school, that makes sense. Hopefully it's a full scholarship, so you don't have to pay anything. If not, you're gonna probably have to do Uber or some type of hustle out there, which everybody's hungry out there. Everybody's doing Uber. I did Uber out there for 5 years. So everybody's hungry out there. So I would say just have your plan together of what you plan on doing when you get there, because you don't want to go out there and not have a plan. You have to have some type of plan. Where you're gonna live, and that's anywhere you go. That's any state. Where you're gonna live, where you're gonna be working. I guess this is for people that are not in school. Where you're going to be working and stuff like that. The first thing I did was where I'm going to live. I needed to find a place first because I needed a roof over my head. And then I started looking at jobs. So you have your job and ask your job and see if you're able to transfer to that state, because you never know. The company that you work for right now, they might have a location or a sister location that you can transfer to. So I would look that up. Update your resume. Make sure your resume is on point. I don't like to say lie, but like tweak it a little bit if you can, depending on what kind of job you're trying to get. Like me, HR, I'm in HR. So I put, that I did have a little bit of experience in school. While I was in school, I did like an internship in HR or something like that. Like add stuff to make your resume look better. Go online, go on Google different tips that you can look up to make your resume look the best it can look, because everybody in LA is going after that same job. And another thing about the job market in Los Angeles or anywhere in Southern California, it's very hard, because that was another reason I forgot to say. This is another reason. Is a lot of the jobs you have to be bilingual. You have to be bilingual. 85% of those jobs you have to be bilingual. And it's sad to say, because it's like, why do I have to be bilingual for a warehouse? Or why do I have to be bilingual for this call center? You know what I mean? Like, it just wasn't adding up. So, you're in competition with bilingual. When you go to California, you're in competition with bilingual. So you better make sure your resume is tip top shape. Now, coming to Dallas, I would say you don't have to worry about that at all. You don't have to worry about that at all. It's pretty simple getting a job in Dallas. And then on top of that, Dallas is immune to like recession. Their jobs, their job market is a recession-free type. Do you know the word I'm looking for? I can't think of it right now.
Yeah, they don't, I forget the word too, but like they don't, if there's a recession, it doesn't really affect them.
Yeah, like it doesn't affect the Dallas area. They have so many jobs here. Looking not just Dallas, but you can look in Austin. Austin is more so like techie and IT and stuff. They have Google there. Google's over there. Over in Dallas, I would say the main jobs that are here are, I see a lot of engineers, I see a lot of IT people, a lot of healthcare, which healthcare, you can go anywhere and get a good job. So if you're in healthcare, you are straight, okay? You're good, you can go anywhere. And then another one is, what's another popular one? I can't think of it. There's not a lot of call centers here.
Oh, okay.
But there are call centers. Southwest Airlines is really big here. Real Page is here. You know, the people that do the background checks for the apartments, they're here. Their corporate office. It's a lot of corporate offices here. So it's a lot of jobs. So yeah, and then look in Irving, look in Plano, look in Irving, Plano. I can't really say because I've only been here 7 months, so I'm still learning the cities. But if you go on apartments.com, just type in your budget at the top, and then a whole bunch of apartments will pop up if you're looking for an apartment. Same thing on Zillow, I think, for houses. If you're looking for a house, yeah, you could do that too. So that's my advice. Just have a plan, basically.
Cool. Well, thank you for joining me today. Guys, I'll be sure to link Brittany's channel in the details description below the video. And that is all I have for you guys today. Come back next time for more videos.
Thank you guys. Thank you for having me. Bye.
Bye.